Father, I bless you. Let your name be exalted in the name of Jesus. This is Joseph, part 21. We're going to take our text from Genesis chapter 41, from verse 26 downwards. Joseph began to interpret the king's dream by the Spirit of God. He said, "The 7 good kings are 7 years, and the 7 good years are 7 years. The dream is one. The 17 and healed favor king." I hope you know king is an animal. It's an animal related to the cattle uh, family. The 17 and ill-favored king, and also you note that king is an animal related to the cattle family, and also meadow, meadow is the place where they come to graze, where they come to feed. Let's take note of that so that we can have more understanding. The 17 and ill-favored king that came up after them are 7 years, and the 7 empty years blasted with the east wind shall be 7 years of famine. There will be 7 years of great plenty throughout all the land of Egypt, and there shall arise after them 7 years of famine, and all the plenty shall be forgotten in the land of Egypt, and the famine shall consume the land. And the plenty shall not be known in the land by the reason of that famine, for it shall be grievous. This dream came twice because the thing is established by God, and God will shortly bring it to pass. After this, Joseph now gave his counsel on the matter. That you have the interpretation to your dreams doesn't mean you won't need counsel. As a matter of fact, you may not know how urgently you need counsel until your dreams are interpreted. Sound interpretation brings understanding, and understanding opens our eyes to the need for counseling. So in verse 33, Joseph said the following as he gave his counsel on the matter. Please note that even when you get an interpretation to your dreams, if you don't seek for godly and wise counsel, you may still fall victim of what the Lord is revealing. So Joseph said, "Therefore, let Pharaoh look for a man who is discreet and wise, and set him over the land of Egypt. Let Pharaoh do this, and let him appoint officers over the land, and take up the 5th part of the land of Egypt in the 7 plenteous years, and let them gather all the food of those good years that come, and lay up corns under the hand of Pharaoh," meaning under the authority of Pharaoh, "and let them keep food in the cities, and that food shall be for store to the land against the 7 years of famine we shall be in the land of Egypt, that the land perish not through the famine." Verse 33 to 36. So you can see that in verse 33 to 36 of this chapter. Now, before I proceed, I want you to understand, I want you to take note of the last thing Joseph said here. He said that the land perish not through the famine. That means one of the focus of famine is to make people perish. Or better still, you can say famine can lead to destruction, which means that the devil can deliberately sponsor famine because he wants to destroy certain people. May we not experience famine in the name of Jesus. After the king saw the wise counsel of Joseph, then You know, the king asked a sensitive question. He said, "Can we find such one as this? A man in whom the Spirit of God is?" The king didn't know God, but the day he met Joseph was the day he met God. The king, originally the king did not know God, but the day he met Joseph was the day he met God. What do people see when they see you? What do they hear when they hear you? After the king listened to the wisdom pouring down from the mouth of Joseph as a rain, he concluded that he was the wisest in the whole land. And this was true. The king had never met Joseph before, but after that encounter, he knew he is discreet and that he has the Spirit of God in him. Don't let words alone introduce you. Let your demonstrations do it also. If the best way you can be introduced is through words and not actions, then you are weak. If the only way to introduce you is through words but not action, it means you are weak. What all the wise men of Egypt and the magicians there could not do was what the Lord did through a young and an unmarried man called Joseph. All God needs to work with you is your cooperation, which will be made possible on the strength of your alignment. By wisdom, Joseph present the solution and also give counsel to a king who have uncountable counselors around him. And the king didn't even bother to confirm what he said or the counsel he gave because it was so clear that God lives in him. When you show God to the world, he will show you to the world. Many people are mysteriously hidden because they fail to show God to their generation. How much of God do you know? How much of Christ can you carry or reflect? The degree of God you show is resting on the knowledge of God that you have. Because Joseph knew more of God, he got more from the king. Your wealth in the kingdom is measured by how much you know God and not how much you have in the bank. This is the wisdom of God. Don't sell it.